Are you over 65 and still taking a daily multivitamin without ever really questioning it? If so, you're not alone. For years, we've been told it's the smart, responsible thing to do, like brushing your teeth or wearing a seatbelt. But what? If I told you that, after 65, your daily multivitamin might be doing nothing? Worse. It might even be working against you. That's not scare talk. That's what more and more health professionals are starting to whisper. Quietly. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most seniors over 65 are taking the wrong kind of multivitamin, and they're throwing away money day after day, pill after pill, all while believing they're doing the right thing. But the truth, the real truth that few doctors ever stop to explain. Your body after 65 is not the same body you had at 40, not even close. And that means your nutritional needs and how your body absorbs those nutrients changes too. Let's say you're taking a typical one-a-day pill. You pick it up from the pharmacy. It says complete nutrition or senior formula. Maybe it's even got some gold leaf packaging to make it look fancy. But here's what they don't tell you. Many of those nutrients in your multivitamin, body probably isn't absorbing them at all. Why? Because as you age, your digestive system slows down. Your stomach produces less acid, which makes it harder to break down and absorb certain vitamins and minerals, especially things like vitamin B12, magnesium, calcium, and iron. And the form of these nutrients matters a lot. Most cheap multivitamins, and yes, even the expensive ones, use the cheapest synthetic forms of vitamins. That means even if your label says it has 100% of your daily value, your body might only absorb a fraction of that. It's like trying to quench your thirst by pouring water on a sponge and then throwing it in the trash before you drink any of it. Let's look at an example. Take vitamin B12, critical for brain function, nerve health, and energy. Most over-the-counter multivitamins use a form called cyanocobalamin. It's cheap, stable, and easy to manufacture. But as you age, your body struggles to convert this form into its active version, methylcobalamin, the kind your cells can actually use. So, every morning, seniors take their pill, thinking, great, I've got my B12 covered. Meanwhile, they're still feeling tired, foggy, weak, and their doctor might even run a test and say, you're low in B12. Maybe we should try injections. That's not a coincidence. That's a design flaw, and no one's warning you about it. The same goes for calcium and magnesium. These two minerals are crucial for bone strength, muscle function, and heart rhythm. But in many multivitamins, they're packed into forms your body struggles with, like calcium carbonate or magnesium oxide. They're hard to digest, they cause bloating. And again, most of it passes right through you. Now, you might be thinking, okay, fine, I'll just take a better quality multivitamin. But here's the second problem. Even so-called premium supplements often cram too many ingredients into one pill. Look at the label and you'll see a laundry list. Vitamin A, C, D, E, K, B1 through B12, calcium, zinc, selenium, copper, chromium, and more. Sounds impressive, right? But here's what no one explains. Many of these nutrients compete with each other for absorption. Zinc blocks copper. Calcium competes with magnesium. Iron interferes with vitamin E, and the more nutrients you jam into a single pill, the more likely they are to fight each other, leaving you with less, not more. And what's worse, some of them may even interact with your medications. If you're on blood thinners, for example, too much vitamin K can throw off your levels. Thyroid medication, calcium can block it. And antacids, which many seniors take, can prevent you from absorbing B12 and iron altogether. So what starts as a simple daily habit, take your multivitamin, becomes a complex web of poor absorption, nutrient conflict, and hidden risks. And here's the real kicker. No one told Harold this. Harold is 73. Pretty healthy, eats well, walks daily. And he's been taking a multivitamin for over a decade. But lately, he's been more tired. His doctor found his B12 was low. His bones are thinning. And his memory? Well, it's not what it used to be. He was confused. "But I take my vitamins," he said. Then his doctor looked at the bottle and sighed. "This isn't doing what you think it's doing." Harold was shocked and a little angry. But can you blame him? We're sold these bottles with bold promises and shiny labels. But behind the curtain, it's about profit, not health. The supplement industry is a $150 billion machine. And seniors are one of its biggest targets. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. You just need to stop guessing and start supplementing smarter. In the next part, I'm going to walk you through the 3 vitamins most seniors actually need, and the best ways to get them, what supplement forms your body can absorb, and how to build a low-cost, highly effective routine that doesn't waste your money or your effort. No more guesswork. No more marketing hype, just real, practical guidance for people who want to feel sharper, stronger, and healthier without swallowing a dozen pills a day. So, hit that subscribe button, and when you're ready, I'll see you in part 2. And, hey, before you go, drop a comment below. What's the reason you started taking multivitamins? Let's talk about it. You might find that you're not alone. So now that you know most seniors are taking the wrong multivitamin, what do you see? Actually do instead. Let's get straight to the point. When you're over 65, your body changes in ways that demand smarter nutrition. Not just more pills. You don't need to load up on 25 different vitamins. You need to focus on what matters most. Because here's the truth. Not all deficiencies are created equal. And after 65, there are 3 core nutrients where the gap is most dangerous and most common. Let's start with the first one, vitamin D. Now, most people think of vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin. And yes, your skin does make it from sunlight. But guess what? As you age, your skin's ability to produce vitamin D drops dramatically at 70. Your skin makes about 25% as much vitamin D from the same amount of sun as it did when you were 20. And, unless you live in a sunny state and spend a lot of time outdoors, which many seniors don't, you're likely not getting enough. Low vitamin D can cause fatigue, mood changes, muscle weakness, and poor immune function. And more importantly, without vitamin D, your body can't absorb calcium properly, which increases your risk of osteoporosis and fractures. So yes, vitamin D is a non-negotiable after 65. But not just any D. Look for vitamin D3 cholecalciferol, the active or absorbable form. And ideally, pair it with vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium to your bones and not into your arteries, where it can cause problems. Next up, vitamin B12. We touched on this in part 1, but it deserves more attention. B12 is essential for brain function, red blood cell production, and nerve health. Without it, you may feel tired, weak, forgetful, or even depressed. Now here's the kicker. Up to 40% of adults over 65 may be low in B12. Why? Because your stomach acid plays a key role in releasing B12 from food. But as we age, stomach acid production drops, especially if you're on medications like antacids or PPIs, and even if your multivitamin has B12. It's often in the cheap cyanocobalamin form. What you really want is methylcobalamin, a form that's already active and ready to use. So if you're still feeling foggy or drained, despite taking a multivitamin, check your B12. It might not be what your body needs. And finally, the third one, magnesium. Magnesium is a quiet hero. It supports over 300 processes in the body, from heart rhythm to muscle relaxation to sleep quality. But guess what? More than half of seniors are magnesium deficient, and most don't even know it. It's not in many multivitamins, and when it is, it's often in the form of magnesium oxide, which your body barely absorbs and can cause digestive issues. What you want is magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. They're gentler, more absorbable, and less likely to upset your stomach. Getting enough magnesium can help you sleep better, stay calm, ease muscle cramps, and even regulate blood sugar. So now you're probably thinking, okay, vitamin D3 plus K2, B12 in methyl form, and magnesium glycinate. That's doable. Exactly. Because when it comes to supplementing after 65, less is more if it's the right stuff. But we're not done. Here's where it gets sneaky. The one-size-fits-all problem. Multivitamins are made for the average person. But what's average for? A 35-year-old woman is very different from a 70-year-old man. Your needs are unique. Your medications are unique. Your body is unique. That's why blindly taking the same multivitamin every day is like using someone else's prescription glasses. You might think it's helping, but in reality, it's just not made for you. So here's the smart move. Break free from the multivitamin trap. Instead of trying to get everything in one pill, go targeted. Use individual supplements for the few nutrients that matter most to you. It's not only more effective, it's often cheaper in the long run. No more paying for 27 nutrients. Your body can't absorb just the few that actually make a difference. Let's go back to Harold. For a second, remember him from part 1. The 73-year-old who felt tired, even though he was taking a daily multivitamin. Well, after a few conversations, Harold made a switch. He dropped the multivitamin. He started taking vitamin D3 with K2 2000 IU methyl, B12 1000 mcg, magnesium glycinate 200 milligrams at night, just those 3. 2 weeks later, he told us, "I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. I don't feel as foggy. I didn't know it could be this simple." And that's the point. Simple, effective, personalized. That's the future of supplements after 65. But wait, there's one more twist. Because even if you get the right nutrients, if your gut isn't healthy, you won't absorb them properly. And in part 3, we're going to uncover the gut problems that silently block nutrient absorption in seniors. How to improve digestion naturally and why less is more is the golden rule for supplements after 65, so don't miss it. If this video helped clear things up, drop a like and share it with someone who still thinks their multivitamin is magic. Because after 65, the real magic is knowing the truth. Let's talk about something that most multivitamin companies never mention. It's not on the label, not in the ads, and almost never discussed by doctors. Your gut, because even if you're taking the right supplements, in the right amounts, in the right forms, it won't matter if your gut isn't absorbing them. And that's a big problem for many people. Over 65.C. As we age, the digestive system slows down. Stomach acid decreases. Enzyme production weakens, and the lining of the gut becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients from food or from pills. This is especially true if you've had digestive issues like acid reflux, bloating, constipation. If you've been on antacids or antibiotics, long-term, all of these things affect how well your body absorbs vitamins, especially B12, calcium, magnesium, and iron. So let me ask you, have you ever taken a supplement faithfully and felt nothing? No extra energy, no better sleep, no improvement at all. That's not because you chose the wrong vitamin. It could be because your gut simply couldn't use it. But don't worry. This isn't the end of the road. In fact, this might be the most important piece of the puzzle yet. Because if you can improve your absorption, you get more results from fewer supplements. Here's how you do it. First, support your stomach acid. It sounds counterintuitive, but many seniors are low in stomach acid. This leads to poor digestion, poor nutrient breakdown, and even bacterial overgrowth. If you often feel full quickly, burp a lot, or have acid reflux. It might not be too much acid, but too little. One simple tip. Try sipping a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water before meals. It can gently stimulate your stomach's acid production and help. Break down food better. Second, eat more bitter foods. Bitter greens like arugula, dandelion, kale, or even a squeeze of lemon on your salad can help stimulate your digestive enzymes. These enzymes are crucial for breaking down fats, proteins, and carbs, and help extract vitamins from your meals. You can also take digestive enzyme supplements, especially if you've had your gallbladder removed or struggle with fatty foods. Third, consider a probiotic. Gut health isn't just about digestion. It's about having the right bacteria in your system. As we age, our gut flora can shift, especially after antibiotics, illness, or dietary changes. A high-quality probiotic can help restore that balance, improve digestion, and even boost your immune system. Look for one with multiple strains like CIT, Ruby Kiss like CIT Ruby, Kiss Only Ruby Kiss. Only Ruby Kiss has the luxurious texture. That, My Lies, Mana Sili. And Leave like Sila, long-lasting color. And Sila, long-lasting. Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium, and ideally, 10 billion CFUs or more now. Let's go deeper. One thing most people don't realize is how medications can interfere with nutrients. For example, antacids and PP they block absorption of B12, magnesium, calcium, diuretics, often used for blood pressure. They flush out potassium and magnesium, metformin, a common diabetes drug. It reduces B12 levels over time. So if you're on any long-term medication, it's crucial to know what nutrients they deplete. That way, you can supplement intelligently, not randomly. Let's take a real-world example. Joanne, 68, was taking a multivitamin A calcium pylant and omega-3, but she still felt tired. Her nails were brittle. She had muscle cramps. Turns out she was on a PPI for acid reflux and a diuretic for her blood pressure. These two meds were flushing out or blocking absorption of magnesium, B12, and potassium, the very things her body desperately needed. Once she stopped the generic multivitamin and started a targeted routine, magnesium glycinate, methyl B12, and a potassium-rich diet, things changed. Her energy came back. Her legs stopped cramping. She felt like herself. Again, not because of more pills, but because of smarter choices. And that brings us to another trap most people fall into. Thinking more is better. More pills, more milligrams, more everything. But the truth is, more doesn't always mean better. In fact, taking too much of certain vitamins, like vitamin A, iron, or zinc, can actually be harmful, especially for older adults. That's why the kitchen sink multivitamin is risky. It might have small amounts of everything, but too much of the wrong thing for you. So here's the golden rule. Focus on absorption, then personalize. Once your gut is working better, and you've cleared the confusion about what you actually need, you'll start seeing the benefits. Better energy, sharper focus, fewer pills, and more results. Because after 65, the goal isn't to treat vitamins like candy. The goal is to support your body where it needs help most. But hold on, we're not done yet. There's one final mistake that nearly every supplement user over 65 makes, and it has nothing to do with the vitamin itself. It's about the timing in Part 4. We'll talk about the best time of day to take your supplements for maximum absorption, what vitamins should never be taken together, and the small morning habit that could be blocking your multivitamin entirely. So stick around, because we're about to wrap it all up with the practical, step-by-step plan you've been waiting for. And if this episode helped clarify anything for you, don't forget to like, subscribe, or send it to someone you care about, because your health deserves the truth. not marketing. Let's bring it all home. You've learned why most seniors over 65 aren't getting the results they expect from their multivitamins. You've seen how absorption matters more than the label, how medications quietly deplete your nutrients, and how personalized support always beats one size fits all. But there's one final piece, and it could be the biggest hidden reason your vitamins just aren't working. Timing, yes. When you take your vitamins is just as important as what you take. Most people assume they can pop all their supplements in the morning with their coffee, toast, or tea, and that's it. But here's the truth. That habit might be sabotaging everything. Let's start with a big one: calcium and magnesium. These two minerals are often bundled together, but they actually compete for absorption, taking them at the exact same time. Not ideal. Calcium is best absorbed in smaller doses, under 500 milligrams at a time, and often during meals. Magnesium, on the other hand, is best absorbed in the evening and can even help with sleep, muscle relaxation, and nighttime leg cramps. So instead of taking them together in one megapill, space them out. Calcium with lunch, magnesium with dinner or before bed. Next up, iron. If your multivitamin contains iron, and many senior formulas still do, timing becomes even more critical. Iron should never be taken with calcium, dairy, coffee, or tea. All of those can block absorption by over 50%. Instead, take it on an empty stomach, or with a little vitamin C, like a glass of orange juice, to increase uptake. Now let's talk about Q. B6 and folate. These are your energy vitamins. They support brain health, nerve function, and red blood cell production, but taking them too late in the day, not a great idea. They can be stimulating, and for some people, they interfere with sleep. That's why B-complex vitamins are best taken in the morning or early afternoon. Now, let's bust a common myth about fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, A, and K. These vitamins need dietary fat to be properly absorbed. So, if you're taking your multivitamin on an empty stomach or with a low-fat meal like cereal or fruit, you might be flushing them away. Try this instead. Take your multivitamin with a healthy fat like avocado toast, like eggs, olive oil, or a small handful of nuts. It doesn't take much. Even 5 to 10 grams of fat can make a big difference in absorption. What about coffee? This one surprises people. That morning cup of joe can actually reduce absorption of certain minerals like iron, magnesium, and zinc by up to 40%. So if your routine looks like this: vitamins plus coffee plus toast, you might be spending money on supplements your body can't fully use. Here's a better strategy. Take your multivitamin 20 to 30 minutes after your first cup of coffee, or better yet, wait and take it with your first proper meal of the day, especially one with a little protein and fat. Now here's a powerful but underrated strategy. Split your doses. Instead of taking everything all at once, split your supplements into 2 or 3 mini doses throughout the day. This not only improves absorption, especially for water-soluble vitamins like C and B, but also reduces the risk of digestive discomfort or nausea. Let's say your multivitamin serving is 2 pills. Try one with lunch, one with dinner, or if you're taking magnesium or a probiotic, save those for the evening. Which brings us to probiotics. Probiotics are most effective when taken either on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, or right before bed, when the digestive tract is quieter and the beneficial bacteria can survive longer. And no word about consistency. No supplement, no matter how well-timed or well-formulated, can work miracles overnight. It takes weeks, sometimes months for certain nutrients to build up and make a difference. So the secret is to stay consistent. Set reminders. Pair your supplements with meals. Use a pill organizer. Do whatever it takes to make your new routine stick. Because when you dial in the right formulas, with the right timing and the right habits, the results add up. More energy, stronger bones, better memory, deeper sleep. Fewer muscle aches don't from supplements that finally start to do what they promise. And here's the biggest win of all. When you start absorbing nutrients better, you might find you don't need to take as many pills because your body is actually using what you give it, instead of just passing it through. So now you know. You're not wasting money because vitamins don't work. You're wasting money because no one told you how to make them work for you. But now, you know better. Start with your gut. Understand your meds. Time your supplements wisely. Personalize. Don't overdo. And above all, stay consistent. This is your health, your energy, your independence, and your future. So don't leave it up to guesswork or generic pills. With fancy labels, make it work for you. And if this video helped you finally connect the dots, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might be throwing their hard-earned money down the drain without even knowing it. Because the truth about vitamins over 65, it's not about more. It's about smarter.